Hi, this is Ed Pohl on the road again from our Airstream as we travel across the country. Years ago, the old tightwad Jack Benny said that he was robbed, or at least attempted to be robbed, and the assailant said to him, "Give me money or your life." Jack Benny didn't respond quite as quickly as the robber had expected. And he said, "I said, give me your money or your life." And Jack Benny's response was, "Well, just a minute, I'm thinking." Now, obviously, the way Jack Benny tells it, or told it, is much better than the way I tell it. But it has a connotation in today's world for lawyers, I think, in that today's clients are looking at lawyers and saying to them, "Look, give me 10% discount on all your fees, or I'm taking my business elsewhere." Now, what is it and how is it that you're going to respond? It seems to me that clients are asking for a reduction in fees because they don't know how really to frame the issue. The issue is not what your fee is so much, that is $200 an hour or $300 an hour, whatever it might be, but rather what it is costing them to engage you to fight the battle that they need to have fought. And so it seems to me that the real and better response is not to deal with your fee, the $200 or $300 an hour, but rather the cost overall to the client. What is the client going to have to write the check for? And here it seems to me that there are several approaches that we can take. The first is, well, wait a minute. If we're going to cause the legal costs to be less than what they might otherwise have been, we need to become partners. You, the client, have to have a participatory action in what we're doing, because it's what you decide that you want that's going to impact on the cost. So number one is the idea of partnering with the client. Obviously, there are a number of advantages to that, including the loyalty of the client to you as the lawyer. The second approach, it seems to me, that will help lower the costs is budgeting. Budget the matter, whether it's litigation or transaction. Make sure that the client knows what's to be expected, when the action is going to occur, and how much is involved, what resources are required, and so forth, to achieve the result the client wants. One of my associates a number of years ago had said to me that she was able to cause her company to pay, substantially less. I don't remember what the percentage was, but it was somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million in legal expenses because her outside counsel had suggested that they budget the matter. And the outside counsel had wanted to do some things that the general counsel thought were not really necessary. And the general counsel then took the risk of something coming up that might have come up had the lawyer done what he wanted to, but the general counsel said, "No, we don't need to do that. We're prepared to take the risk of anything happening as a result of not taking that action." Again, as I say, it was $500,000 to $1 million in legal expenses that never got incurred as a consequence. The third approach, I think, to this is to think in terms of prevention. You know, the old expression, the ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. And so I think that in here, if the lawyer approaches the client with sufficient lead time and suggests ways to the client that they might act or not act that will avoid the legal issues, the legal entanglements within the justice system, that is one really good way of reducing legal expenses. A fourth way of dealing with this issue for the benefit of the client is to hearken back to the Industrial Revolution. In the Industrial Revolution, we learned that saving labor caused efficiencies. Efficiencies caused more labor savings, and that caused not only less cost, but obviously more profits. And so here I think we need to look at what the process is, and along the spectrum of our legal services, see where we can become more efficient. When we do this, we not only become more profitable for ourselves, more importantly, we attain the loyalty of our client because we're addressing the high costs of legal services for them in a way that they can understand, all without reducing our rate. Thanks for joining us again. This is Ed Powell on the road.